Hello everybody, this is Video Game Homie again, and I just want to, um, give you guys another epic fanboy roasting video. So, today we will be talking about Saltiest Gaming, PS5 Power Shocks Industry. Okay, I'm not going to do that voice. PS5 Power Shocks Industry Tech Experts. No, it doesn't. The thing has been out for 2 years, and all they have been doing is just making better PS4 games, I guess. Not really either. Hold on. We won't believe what it did and how gamers reacted. Like, what? They reacted by just playing PS4 games on their PS5. Like, what are you talking about? I swear, these titles are more desperate than his love life. Anyways, we will be getting down to business, but I do want to say real quick, do not harass them. Do not fucking say anything on my behalf. This is just joking, blah, blah, blah. You guys should know this. All right, let's continue.
The Xbox Series X was supposed to be the world's most powerful console, but recently
Technically, it still is.
It's been getting dog-walked by the, quote, less powerful PlayStation 5.
That's not quote-unquote. It's true. It is less powerful. But yes, honestly, the Series X has been a little underwhelming, and I will say, like, that is definitely Microsoft's fault. However, on paper, the Series X is more powerful than the PS5, so that's not false,
In multiple head-to-head matchups, showing off its true
This stupid boomer thinks his crappy memes are funny. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I already watched that train wreck of a joke. I'm just gonna... Oh god, it's something even worse. His intro. Yo, my G, how are you gonna make that over 10 seconds long when the music sucks, your your intro sucks, and honestly, you show more trailers than you do gameplay, bro. I mean, yeah, keep dropping that salt, because honestly, that's your life fading away. Like, you be putting more gameplay trailers than you do, or other people's gameplay, than you do your own. Like, you don't even play video games, my G.
What's up, Salt Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Saltiest PlayStation News Report. Hope you guys are doing fantastic wherever you find yourself around the world. At the beginning of this generation, Microsoft was following a path that they followed before, and following this power narrative, they wanted to be the most powerful console ever since the Xbox One X. I bought the Xbox One X. Yes, I was...
Anyways, yeah, I will say this, though. Microsoft is not following, or they're not falling into just that. They're also falling into, oh, well, we're going to try to do our own thing with Xbox. Well, no, you should be competing with Sony, bro. That is definitely the case. When they were competing with Sony, they were at their best. Like, think about it. When the Xbox One, like, when that crap came and went, or not came and went, but when the Xbox One later on, like, just did their own thing, it was really bad. When Nintendo did their own thing, it became really bad. Like, yo, when a company says we're gonna do our own thing, that is code for them giving up, and it's sad to see. Now you don't see Nintendo trying to compete in the power market anymore and trying to make their games better. No, like, now they're just making their stupid games for their autistic fanboys. Like, and their games are worse than their other ones, right? Like the stupid Mario Sports thing. Those are worse than the ones on the previous ones. Not only gameplay wise, but content wise. Like, it's never a good thing for a company to do their own thing. Never. And yeah, that's what Microsoft has fallen into. They've fallen into their later Xbox One days. And, God, they should not have done that. And let me make something very clear here, too. I'm not saying for Xbox to keep their games exclusive to only Xbox, right? No, that should not be the case. It doesn't matter if they put it on the PS5. It doesn't matter if they put it on the Switch. They need to put it, they need to make better games. That's the problem. Just because you keep on one console, that doesn't mean that the game is automatically more valuable. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. That doesn't really do anything, honestly. except just make you less money. That's all it does. But anyways, yeah, and they could still sell more Series X's without having exclusives on it. You know, that's just a thing. That's fine. But yeah, I will say though, that's what they're falling into, not just the whole power thing. But yeah.
Sucker for that, and I got absolutely nothing out of my purchase. They had pretty much nothing that took advantage of that teraflop power advantage that they touted out there with the
Neither did Sony with the SSD, except for a bunch of shitty games that no one cares about. Like, be honest, bro. Did any of you guys remember the fucking Ratchet and Clank game? I sure didn't. You know, what the hell was that? What's that game again? Oh yeah, the one with the little furry and the girl version of that little furry. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, no one gave a shit, bro. Sorry. And then what was another game? There was another game that took advantage of it that there's a reason why I can't name, right?
Monster that eats other consoles for breakfast. So continuing that narrative and that lie, Microsoft came out with the Xbox Series X, and instead of pushing 4K, they're pushing everything else, and all the lies fall.
Oh yeah, and like Microsoft was the only one that lied about the 4K, bro. Sony and you dumb fanboys also said, oh, the PS5 will be able to do 4K 120. Do any of y'all remember that? Any of you remember that shit? Because I sure do. I mean, for any of you who believe that these shitty next-gen, quote-unquote, next-gen consoles would be able to do anything more than just run PS4 and Xbox One games slightly better, y'all were stupid. I was hoping for them to run significantly better. Like, I was hoping for 4K 60 to be the norm. You know? But nope, that didn't happen. I mean, at least 60 frames, bro. They're only going to run PS4 and Xbox One games at that. Like, when they start making games for the Series X and PS5, like, exclusively, it's going to go back to 30. Like, I think so anyways. Like, that's what's going to happen. It's just, that sucks. Like, the consoles is what's really holding the fucking industry back, if you ask me, you know? These crappy consoles. Not Nintendo, but Microsoft and Sony, ironically, they're holding back the gaming industry. They're holding back games and everything like that. You know, if everything will just come to PC, which everything will come to PC, but what I mean is that, like, when consoles die, I feel like gaming will be better. You know, I'm not really going to miss these shitty devices that make you pay for online, that only have one place for you to buy your games, right? So we're talking about the digital ones. Which, by the way, the 9th generation consoles, they're not going to have a disc drive, most likely, you know? So, there you go.
Those promises, and let's be honest, they have not capitalized on any of the promises that they made, especially with this power narrative. Throughout this generation, in the beginning, a lot of comparisons were being made between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 via Digital Foundry, but this continued to show a pattern and a trend, and it was not in the Xbox's favor. Now, there's two consoles for the...
Is he really comparing this game, bro? Bro, this game run like ass on every single device, even the PC. You're really going to make this as a, you know, as a thing? Like, they're really going to make this as an example? Okay.
Xbox, next gen.
And let me tell you something, too. I have a PS5. I don't have a Series X. So I'm not trying to simp for a console I don't fucking got, right? I could have gotten either one. But the reason why I got the PS5 over the Series X is just because, like, the PS5 just does have more games available to it, right? Like, but like also it just feels more like a mainstream console. The Xbox just seems like it didn't improve anything from the Xbox One, and neither did the PS5. But I don't know, it's a little bit different with the PS5. The Series X has a lot to improve, and it didn't. It was just an Xbox One, which I have. You know, I have a One X. Basically, I needed a newer PlayStation than I did a newer Xbox. You know, so yeah, my PS4 was getting slow. It was blah blah blah. You know, whatever. I'm boring you with the details. Basically, I needed a new PlayStation than a new Xbox, so that's why. But Microsoft has the potential to make really good games and make them run really well on the Xbox One or the Series X. I'm sorry, but they're not. You know. And yeah, that is their fault, but Sony's doing the same thing though. The PS5 games that they have is on PS4 as well, bro.
Consoles, the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. We're not going to even talk about the Xbox Series S because that is an abomination. It is just simply a
Oh, but the PS4 digital is fine though, right? Man, they're both fucking stupid, honestly.
Mistake made by Xbox. Multiple developers have come out and asked Xbox to remove.
Oh yeah, multiple developers. Yeah, they're not AAA though, dumbass. They're incompetent developers who were making shitty indie games. Yeah, I know the games that he was talking about. And it was just those shitty ones. And the Series S is not a bottleneck, you fucking morons. It still has the same frame rate, it still has the same specs, except it doesn't let the games go to 4K. Who cares? I thought that was going to be a hindrance too, but that's back when I thought that they were going to do 4K 60. Nope, they didn't do that. And by the way, they're not going to do 4K 60 anytime soon. Or 4K, I'm sorry. So, the Series S is in no way a bottleneck. They're fucking lying to you. Okay? That thing still has the same frame rate. It still has the same games. It still has the same everything as the Series X. Except not as much memory. Only limited to digital downloads. And then yeah, you're not going to be able to play whatever game supports 4K, which there's still almost none that do, right? Almost none. At least we're talking about the next gen side. So whoever says that the Series S is a bottleneck don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now I'm not going to pretend that I'm a tech guy, but I know that the Series S has similar specs to the Series X, except it just doesn't have the bells and whistles like 4K and a CD drive, more memory, you know? That's it. That's it. But yeah, but they want to talk about how the PS5 digital though is not an abomination. No, that's fine.
The requirement to develop for the Xbox Series console, the Xbox Series S specifically. Now, we're not going to go down that path, but just know it was a mistake for Microsoft to make two different next-gen consoles. When talking about the Xbox...
They're not two different consoles, you fucking brainlet. They're not two different consoles. Series S is a less powerful version of the Series X, but graphically less powerful. So you could still play games at 1080p, just not 4K. That's it. The frame rate is up to the developer. Okay? Gotham Knights runs like shit on all platforms. Got it? Like games like that. Callisto Protocol runs on shit on every platform. Runs better on PS5, but still runs like shit. So whatever game doesn't work on the Series S or is hindered by the Series S is by a shitty, incompetent game development company. Oh my god, and you're seeing that everywhere. So it's not the console's fault. It's the idiots making the games. Right? Or the idiots in charge of the games. It's their fault. Oh my goodness.
X, like I said, comparisons were being made. That's pretty much what made Digital Foundry famous with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Pretty much every big game that came out that generation was broke down, magnified a million times. Look at how many pixels were in individual blades of grass. And then we fast forward to this generation and the power gap.
Oh yeah, and Sony didn't try to play the power card, bro. Be quiet.
It was just very close.
They couldn't because the Xbox One was better than the PS4. Not in the beginning, but the One X shat all over the PS4 Pro. You know, not that it mattered. They both sucked, but and then when the Xbox One also when it stopped making the Kinect 2.0. When it stopped making that mandatory, it ran the exact same as the PS4. So now they had nothing against it. Even though that, before, it just ran, a couple pixels better, I guess. The graphics were a little bit better. Teeny bit, smidge. Yeah.
About how bright a person Mark Cerny is. If you guys aren't familiar who he is, he's the lead engineer, the designer of the PlayStation 5, and he designed one hell of a console. When he
designed one hell of a console? I'm sorry, are we really going to go down this route? Bro, the PS5 is one of the most horribly designed console in the world. He should get fired. You need to fucking screw in the stand just to put it sideways or some shit like that. What? Why do you even need a stand? Period. The PlayStations before it never needed a stand. I mean, I guess the PS4 if you wanted to stand it up, but yeah, that was more of an option. You don't really need to. Like a good console, a well-designed console, which are the most simplistic ones, by the way, are a console where you don't need a shitty stand, and you could have put it, like sideways or upwards, with or without a stand. That's a good console right there. Like the Wii, the Xbox consoles, all of them really. Oh, except for the original one, obviously. Yeah, like the Wii. Well, not really the GameCube. I don't know why you would do that with the GameCube. But yeah, you get the point. There are a lot of consoles where you can put it on the side or horizontally, it doesn't matter, or vertically, I don't know. And you don't need a stupid ass stand to do so. And the PS5 looks like shit too. Like it doesn't even look dignifying. It looks like a stupid ass router, bro. Looks like Seto Kaiba. You could say whatever the hell you want, basically. Like the PS5 is one of the worst designed consoles of all time. Horribly designed. And also, they're also putting cheaper parts in it, so it's even worse internally than the Xbox and even Nintendo to a certain degree. You know? So don't try to play that shit with me. And also, to put a different SSD or to add memory, don't you have to open up the fucking PS5? Right? That's what I heard anyways. Like, how is that better? How's that better, my dudes? Maybe Sony's trying to prepare the future for PC. Like, really. That's probably the best thing they're doing then.
Did a deep dive on the console before it came out. Was Mark Cerny talking about the all-famous teraflop?
Oh, we're Sony. Let's use the Sony Vaio.
The titty flops, as I call them. No, he was talking about how well-rounded the PlayStation 5 was in terms of design. He didn't bottleneck the console like...
No, it's not well designed.
The Xbox Series console. The PlayStation 5 console on paper looks less powerful than the Xbox Series consoles in terms of teraflops when compared to the Xbox Series X. But the PlayStation 5 has a world-class SSD. That's where they invested their money. Now, if you look at this chart that I have on the screen, the PlayStation 5 has...
Yeah, so as you can see, guys, you could go ahead and read it right now because I already did the first time watching this piece of shit video. But basically, yeah, the Series X actually shits on the PS5 in most categories. Slightly, but still does. Right? But he's going to try to tell you, oh, that doesn't make a difference, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, in games it's not showing that, but honestly, the PS5 ain't showing that much either. Like, again, they're kind of in the same boat, I'd say, right? Like... the Series X or PS5, they're not really showing that next-gen appeal. You know what I mean? They're both underwhelming in that aspect. And that's kind of disappointing because, honestly, expect that with the future consoles too. We're not going to get the same competition, bro, that we had in the Xbox 360 and PS3 days. And even the Wii, too. Those days are gone. You know? Ever since the Xbox One and PS4, they killed gaming in a good way. And now we just got these shitty consoles that have the same specs and run the same thing. And then idiots are still going to try to pretend like, you know, they're fucking tech wizards. And they're going to try to be like, oh, my console slightly runs this better. Like, does it matter, though? Does that affect gameplay? No. Then why does it matter? Like, you know, it's dumb.
Has 8 Zen 2 cores, same with the Series X. It's clocked higher on the Series X at 3.8 compared to 3.5. With the CPU, the GPU, really the bottleneck for the Series X. Dog walks the Xbox Series X at not doing that. Even on first-party games, the Xbox Series X is...
So basically right here, he is talking about how, like, not even the Xbox, not even the first-party Microsoft games are taking advantage of the Series X. And again, that's true. However, that's also the same case with Sony. Sony is also, they lied to you, or they lied to us about fucking, I'm sorry. Wow, brain fart. They lied to us about the God of War, right? Right. You know? They lied to us about, oh, next gen God of War only on PS5 comes to PS4. Looking and playing the exact same as the shitty 2018 reboot. Now, the 2018 reboot wasn't bad, but I didn't want a game exactly like it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, it ran and played the exact fucking same, almost very identical, on the PS4 and PS5. So you're not missing out on much. with either of them. And then same goes with Horizon Forbidden West. I mean, come on, man. Same thing. Looks identical. Runs identical. Even though that they said that I think Horizon Forbidden West, I think at one point, didn't they say that it was also going to be a PS5 exclusive? Right? Something like that.
Having problems. With Halo Infinite specifically, it did not launch with ray tracing. Matter of fact, I don't think there's a first-party game that launched with ray tracing. You can correct me if I'm wrong. On the other hand, with the PlayStation 5,
no one really cares to correct you on that, but so what? Again, so what? The PS5 games also didn't exactly use the SSD in the way that you guys thought it would, now did it?
Great examples of ray tracing implementation with Spider-Man, PlayStation 5, the remaster. You got Miles Morales. There's different modes you can put in there with ray tracing. Third-party ray tracing performs better on the PlayStation 5. Not only.
Well, hold on. Are you talking about that crappy ass like 5-hour demo? Yeah, of course that's gonna have more graphical options because it had less gameplay. Like it was a stupidly short game, just like Ratchet and Clank. Funny how he's not mentioning that shitty game. It's literally one of the only PS5 exclusives too that again no one cares about. Yeah, is he serious though? Are we really getting to this? Yeah, obviously a shorter, less gameplay oriented game is gonna have better graphics, dipshit. That is how it works. Yes.
Tracing is better on the PlayStation 5.
Also, that's not really a fair comparison because like Halo Infinite had a lot of development hell, right? And that's Microsoft's fault. I don't care. But it did have a lot more development hell, and Miles Morales they fucking made on a weekend. You know what I mean? So it's like that's not really a fair comparison. Doesn't make any sense either, honestly. Like one is a more faster paced action game and the other is just a 5-hour demo. That's all it is. With the same exact gameplay too, by the way, as a PS4 game, Spider-Man 2018. Exact same gameplay. Except with a few gimmicks. But yeah.
Recently, new games came out, like the Callisto Protocol. That's the video that I had in the background. And what is interesting is the reflections in the game are non-existent.
Potato and the funny meme. Oh my god. First off, is this idiot really talking about Callisto, the game that runs like dog shit on every single device it's on? Because they rushed the hell out of it? Oh my. Why are they bringing up these shit games that run like crap on every single device? The PS5 version is even better than the PC one because Sony worked with them on the PS5 version, bro. They worked with them. Oh my god.
Consistent on both the series consoles, the Xbox Series X and S, and the PlayStation 5. It's there with the PC. So it's not only that, we got other games that have come out, and the PlayStation 5 is performing better. Warzone 2, the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, by probably like 2 frames, guys. And a little bit better graphics, maybe.
5 is outperforming the series consoles with more consistent frame rates. You got
more consistent frame rates. It's the same thing, my guy.
For Speed that just came out, and that's performing better on the PlayStation.
So can you show me how like the Horizon Forbidden West, a first-party Xbox game that actually didn't go through any development hell, which again, I don't care about racing games either, by the way. Like they're not exactly the performance thing, right? Like they're not exactly a thing that you scale by performance, but okay. Even though that, they like to pretend that it is. But no, it's not. But yes, see, look at that, 2 frames.
5 rather than the Xbox
frames,
Series.
Then it goes to 60. Like, okay, and then
console. So what's really going on here? Because all 60, I could hear,
which doesn't impact it, by the way. You have to go considerably deep for it to matter, like at all. Period. Like even a tiny bit of percent. It needs to dip to like 5 or more frames to actually make a difference. And even then, if it's just 5 or a little bit more, it's not going to make that much of a difference. When it starts dipping from like 10 to more, that's when you notice a difference. Right? And even though that it's like from 60 to 50, you will still notice a frame drop there. You will. So that does impact gameplay a little bit, but if it's just like 2 or 3 frames, that's not going to impact anything. So this is just like another dumb fanboy who doesn't know what he's talking about because he doesn't even play games, bro. He look at this. He's using other people's footages and gameplay trailers. That's all this idiot uses. He doesn't even use his own gameplay trailer. He doesn't play video games. So why are they even talking about video games if you don't play them, bro?
From the quote-unquote tech experts with the Xbox side was Xbox Series consoles are RDNA 2, full RDNA 2, 12 teraflops, velocity.
Yeah, my guy, I'm not going to act like I'm a tech wizard or anything, but neither are you. So stop trying to act like you know what you're talking about.
The engine, rapid pack math, DX12, we've heard it all, right? 8K on the chip, and the results are a stark contrast of what they were actually promising and saying. Now, we have a lot of damage.
Oh, you mean like how you fanboys and Sony themselves said that, oh, our console will be able to run at 8K 60 or 8K 120, right? You mean those stupid unrealistic predictions? Yeah. Okay.
That is happening on the Xbox side, and one of the narratives over there.
You know, I feel so bad for him in a way. I shouldn't really be so mean because he's like an old man trying to be hip and cool with the young kids. This is what... Stop trying to put this meme shit, bro. You're not funny. I'm sorry. You're really not. But hold on. The recent string of third-party games, the Callisto Protocol, and Need for Speed Unbound, Evil West, a game no one friggin' cares about, and Call of Duty Warzone 2, running and performing better, not by much, on PS5, has broken Xbox, dudes. Guy, the only thing that's broken should be your will to live, okay? If your fucking biggest achievement is being like, oh, my console of choice has 2 frames higher than yours, you should probably just go outside. That's what you should do. You should go outside and find a goal for your fucking pathetic life, because this ain't it, Chief. It's really not.
Is that, oh, the PlayStation devs helped work on the Callisto Protocol, yeah?
Yup, they did. Yes, that's why it runs even better than the PC version. Because the idiots behind the Callisto Protocol, they fucking tried to rush this game out just to compete with the remake of, whatchamacallit, of Dead Space, which I can't wait for that. That will give me a chance to actually experience the game for the first time. Yeah, and I can't wait for Resident Evil 4 remake as well. Basically, why are you talking about a failed game? And yes, it did flop, by the way. The Callisto Protocol flopped because it tried to fucking take advantage of the people who were behind the Dead Space game. By the way, when that marketing is the only thing that they're saying about the game, that's the only detail about it, avoid it. Avoid it like the fucking plague. Because Back 4 Blood did the same shit. It was a terrible fucking knockoff of the game that they worked on, quote unquote, Left 4 Dead 2. Even though Left 4 Dead 2 has way better graphics, way better animation, a lot more animations. Like, holy shit. And same goes with the fucking Callisto Protocol. The combat is fucking shallow, even more than a mobile game, honestly. Even more than a mobile game. Crappy-ass graphics, crappy-ass performance, like, shitty horror, quote-unquote, if you could even call it horror. Like, why are we talking about a failed game that this idiot is counting as a W for PlayStation? Why are you doing that? And then Evil West, didn't that game fail too? I thought people stopped playing that shit after like a week. And Call of Duty Warzone 2, yeah, because that game is a fucking outstanding performance thing, right? Like, yeah, when you think of Call of Duty, you're thinking about performance. Like, bro, I'm not even trying to defend Xbox. You're just making it really easy to do so, bro. You really are.
150 PlayStation devs over there, and they gimped the Xbox version. It's going to be patched. That's always the narrative over there. Oh, it's going to be patched later. Well, why is that? Why is it that a world's most powerful console needs to be patched for the most simple things when it comes to power? You would think that it would be...
Because it doesn't make much of a difference and no one really cares, you idiot. Like none of what they're saying makes the least bit of difference. Whatever thing he showed to try to prove his point, like, yo, he had time to prove that shit, or he had a opportunity to prove that shit, and he didn't really prove anything. Look! It has a teeny bit more lighting in the PS5 version of what's the name of that stupid game? Cyberpunk, bro. Cyberpunk is a technical mess on every platform. Still, why are you making that like an example? And then same thing goes with Callisto. You know, like why? Why are you listing these as examples? Those are shit games with shit performance and shit sales. Well, except Cyberpunk is the false hype, but and then later on it's failing. Now it's failing, right? Anyways, I'm just saying, man. Jesus Christ, this guy's so dumb.
Very easy to have great ray tracing and have reflection.
And here's the thing, like I forgot to mention this, but if you're going to make this stupid power argument that doesn't make any difference between the platforms, go on PC. What are you doing on consoles, bro? These fucking versions are talking about, oh, yo, frames this, frames per second that. Like, by 2 frames, this dude is like touting how good PlayStation is. Like, oh my god, bro. By 2 frames and maybe a teeny bit of graphic upgrade. I don't know, man. And it's like, if you're gonna talk about that, what are you doing on the PlayStation? What are you doing on the PlayStation, bro? What are you doing on consoles in general? If you really cared about frames and all that shit, why are you talking about it on a console channel? You know? Stop trying to pretend that you're this epic gamer that wants or like that knows about technology, because you fucking don't. You're an armchair tech wizard. That's what you are. You're an armchair tech wizard that's pretending to be someone who he's not. You're not even a gamer, bro. That's right, I'm going to call you out. Hell yeah. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm a hardcore gamer either, by the way. I barely play games as of recent. You know, I'm too busy working out and actually hanging out with friends to do that, and working. You know, I know, weird. But, you know, if your biggest W is that you brag about technical shit on your crappy ass channel, then you probably need to rethink your life, man. That's all I'm going to say.
In there and have the dominant power narrative, the performance gap will be wide, right? The delta of 40 frames per second came from someone in the tech world over there in Xbox, and it is just not happening. And what compounds the problem for Xbox is they don't have any games. They haven't had a new first-party game in over a calendar year.
Now that's true. I will say Xbox has dropped the fucking ball with their recent first-party games. Absolutely, this I can't even defend. The only thing that they're like releasing that's, you know, consistent quality is like Horizon, but I don't give a shit about Horizon at all. Like any racing game, really, I don't really care. I like Burnout Paradise. I also I don't know why, but I've been playing Asphalt 9 too, a friggin' mobile game. But you know, honestly, I will say though that Xbox has been failing miserably when it comes to releasing consoles, and that sucks because Xbox has more potential than Sony and even Nintendo to make one of the most fun games in the world, because they have Rare. I know it's not the same Rare, but the same Rare tried to make a shitty platformer and it sucked, right? So yeah, let's not really get into that. I'd like to see this new Rare's approach to a platformer, actually. Yeah, fuck the old ones. The ones fucking Platonic, yeah, I think was what they were. Yeah, no, we don't need them anymore. And that was the old Rare, so sad. Anyways, well, what was it? And then they have Ninja Theory as well, which can make some cool ass action games, which I love me some action games, right? And like I kind of hope that they get Ninja Theory actually to finish up Scalebound. Scalebound looks so fucking cool, bro. It actually looks so fun, right? But then Microsoft said, no, we're going to cancel that, fam. We're going to cancel that Fable Legends. We're going to cancel every fucking game that actually looked cool. And then we're going to release crappy-ass things that no one even cared about. Like Crackdown 3. Why did you release Crackdown 3? Who is asking for a new Crackdown game? Raise your goddamn hands. Right? I think the only reason why people even cared about Crackdown is because it had the demo to Halo 3, right? Something like that. No one gave a shit about Crackdown otherwise. No one. So why the hell did you have it? Why'd you make a new one? God. Really, really bad, man. That was really stupid. But yeah, Xbox, get better with your goddamn, with your games. That's absolutely true. You know? Really.
Whereas PlayStation, over there on the PlayStation side, has put out 3 big AAA games, 2 of which are nominated for Game of the Year with God of War Ragnarok and Horizon.
PS4 games, not 5.
Forbidden West. And then you got GT7 as the cherry on top of the sun.
This dude is going to talk about all technical specs and stuff like that, but yet he's going to glorify something that looks like a late PS2 game. GT7 is an absolute joke. Okay? It acts like a free-to-play mobile game, yet looking like a goddamn late PS2 game. Shut the fuck up, bro. GT7 is a fucking joke. You know? Horizon games on the Xbox 360 looked better than that shit. I was gonna say, oh, let's compare the latest ones. No need. Let's get back to 2 generations ago with Horizon on the Xbox 360. That shit looks better than GT7. GT7 looked like a PS1 game and a PS2 game. No, a PS3 and a PS2 fucked, and then they made this atrocity, which was GT7. Oh my god. I know this dude ain't talking about GT7 as like a good game. Hell no. The fucking thing makes you spend way too much time on the video game in order to get any sort of achievement out of it. And I'm not talking about like trophies or shit like that, who cares? I'm talking about like to get a newer car, to get to the next level, something like stuff like that. Like nah, you need to spend a lot of time because it's acting like a fucking free-to-play mobile game. When it's not free-to-play, it's not a mobile game, and it's not a PS2 game. So yeah, it's really bad, bro. It's so bad.
So this is why we're seeing the sales gap between these 2 consoles widen and widen and widen, right? There was some FOMO there when the consoles first came out and people were trying to get them. Scalpers were snatching them up. But since that's all but a past narrative, there's
nope, still happening because Sony can't keep their shit together.
Stacks and stacks of Xbox Series consoles everywhere. Now you can get...
I was lucky getting mine, bro. Honestly, I just wanted a PS5. I didn't want this piece of shit game, Ragnarok. I honestly didn't even want it, bro. But I was forced to buy that fucking crap with my PS5. Sucks.
Get your hands on a PlayStation 5, but it's still pretty difficult. It seems to me that Xbox is always focusing on everything but the games. Recently,
true.
They came out with a hoodie or a controller. We dissected that on the Saltiest Gaming Podcast. Go check out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the same group of people, by the way, that have a fucking PlayStation alarm clock, right? Like, bitch, shut the fuck up about Xbox and their weird accessories. Bro, PlayStation has, like, the most version-y fan base, or the fanboys, right? Their fanboys are by far the worst. And they've been the worst, even when they were losing with the PS3, bro. PS3 fanboys, or PlayStation fanboys in general, were always the worst. They always were.
Latest episode there. So it seems like they're doing everything but the games, focusing on the power and not delivering, not having games. Whereas PlayStation, on the other hand, is trying to do the same thing. But except, like, they have some games that, like, they pay people to say are good. And sitting pretty. They did put out 2 different SKU. They have one PlayStation 5. They said it was profitable. And Xbox has one series consoles, too. It's just that one ends with the S, that's less powerful, and significantly costs less. And one is a Series X. Within the first couple of months, whereas Xbox is losing $100 to $200 US on every console sold. This is plain and... Why do you care? Why is that something that you care about? That's not even a point, too. Like, what? simply not sustainable for the Xbox. So we'll see what happens in 2023. But when it comes to the power narrative, PlayStation 5 got it on lock. I want to know from you guys.
No, it doesn't have it on lock. It's utilizing the fucking SSD. That's what you're saying. It's like, okay.
What do you think of this situation with Xbox, with PlayStation? Do you have both? Have you seen yourself buy multi-plats more on the...
Okay, that's the end of the shitty video. Oh, thank God. Thank Lord. I can't... Like, it's fun shitting on dudes like this, but oh my God, is it cancer. So please, guys, leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. Please, I want to get my stuff monetized. I want to give you guys better content. And like, hey, I know you love seeing people suffer with these shitty fanboys, so please keep this up. Or yeah, just keep this up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.